tractor, and the reason is because of the camshaft and the way that they were made. Still 2 cylinders, still went pop, still a Johnny Popper, but the H, small tractor and quite desired now.
Well, I'll tell you, you put my wife behind the wheel of some of these riders and she cuts grass pretty fast. So next, this is J.D. Gregory, and he's all the way from Houstonia. Nice to have you with us, J.D. Nice looking tractor. This is all original, by the way, Miles. Are you talking about Mr. Gregory or the tractor?
Oh, both.
Okay.
Hey, nice to see you again, Mr. Gregory. Here's a man that's went on a lot of tractor cruises at Sedalia through the Optimus Club, and I would invite anyone, if you have a tractor, it doesn't have to be fixed up perfectly, and you want to go on a tractor cruise, it's fun, isn't it? This is a Super M. This was the best that M could provide. Had a bigger displacement engine than the old M, 247 versus 264 cubic inches. Super M's were made 52.3, very few in 54. You had the MPAs with the torque amplifier, but this is from Windsor, Missouri. And he's got a 1941 John Deere, and he just restored this in 2006, Miles. It's a good looking vehicle. Good to see you again, Harold. Good to have you with us this evening. Yes, Mr. Edling is on a nice early B John Deere. Being a 41, I'd have to see as he goes by, is it a 4-speed or a 6-speed? Is it a 4-speed or a 6-speed? Probably can't hear it. It's one or the other. I'll see when it goes by here. Probably a 6-speed. Yep, I can see the shifter. Very early, 6-speed, gives it a little faster, giddy up and go, but one of the original, hand start. Harold's battery had better be up to par. Good evening, sir.
Our next tractor is also owned by Harold Edling, and it's driven by his grandson, Sheldon. And now this is still in use on the farm, this 1947. So there's another young man here. It's good to see these young guys out here doing that. The farming needs that, Miles.
Yes, it is, Bob. It sure is. And you can bet that his eyes are big as $half. He's going to remember this. H Farmall, like I said before, very popular tractor. Fuel economy on the H's was very, very good, and they promoted that very heavily. It took a lot more gas to feed an M. Now, understandably, an M was another young man that's involved in tractor collecting and a grandson, and we're sure happy to see him there today.
Well, now what we've got coming through is something pretty unique. This is Ebeling Farm Toys. It's a toy show down at Windsor High School Saturday this year. So you've got a lot of these pedal tractors, and they've become quite the collector's items, Miles.
Yeah, I know several moms and dads and grandpas and grandmas has kind of went out to the sheds and tried to regroup and find out what they did with the old pedal tractor, because they have really become very collectible. And boy, I tell you what, everybody's eyes will sparkle and look at all the different models here. Oh my. Probably even a John Deere bicycle maybe on the back there, I'm not for sure. But we've got Gold Demonstrator. I see a pedal tractor, Gold Demonstrator. We got M Farmalls, we got the 10 series, John Deere's, a Massey Ferguson, Ford, New Holland in there in the mix, John Deere's of all descript from old to new. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful display, and I would strongly encourage big coupons today and a lot of admiration, because people like farm toys.
What would one of those tractors go for?
Well, if you were, that's a tough question to answer, but I personally just got done in June being involved very heavily in the worldwide IH show at Columbia, Missouri, in which we had over 800 tractors on display in early June. Our feature was this particular tractor and all its counterparts in 1958. The 240, 340, 460, 560, 660, they were all 58 introductions. Quite a contrast in styling from the earlier models. The 340 is looking tractor.
Now next we've got the 1946 Chevy half-ton, and it's hauling a masterpiece. This is owned by James and Crystal Stoppel. And this is quite a unique piece coming through there. Miles, tell us a little bit about this.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. You just have brought me something that I've got to salivate over, I guess. I like old trucks. It's a fondness that I have, or a disease, I guess. And here's a nice truck in its own right, being a 1.5 ton 46. Anybody in the audience buy a 46 brand new? If you raise your hand, you'll probably tell your age. But here's a nice one, and boy, I'm telling you what, just look at that. Now, look at what we have on the load. This is a Galloway, a 1916 Galloway masterpiece. This is a 6-force engine, hit and miss engine, and it is running. If I would be quiet enough, you could hear it hit and miss and hit and miss. And this was used for corn grinding, water pumping, all kinds of belt work back in the early teens. I've always said that you could put me in
6 behind that. Our next one coming in here is Ellen Bokelman from Stover, and it's driven by Austin Beckman. He's driving this one, and this was bought in southern Missouri. It was a basket case and was restored by the Bokelman family in 2005. Looking good.
Yes. Farmall Cub, I think this is the first, in other words, it took a lot of love to get them back to where they are.
And a lot of patience. Now next is Darren Beckman, and this with his John Deere B, and the owners are Darren and Anna from Stover. And this has been his wife's and his wife's family since 1955 from Fort Madison, Iowa. And the driver is Darren Beckman. Hey Darren, how you doing this evening? Good to see you. Tell us a little bit about this tractor, Miles.
Well, I found my 4-speed here. This is early enough to you'll never be able to use rubber. They'll never hold up. But they did, and they were sure a lot better ride. But there's a very early B John Deere and nicely restored.
Well, now our next tractor is owned by Eldred Beckman and is driven by Eldred. It was bought new in 1949 by his father George, and it was owned by the Beckman family since then. It was restored in 2005. This is the first place winner, looking good with that trophy. I'm not sure what that is. Is that two of them being pulled together there? That's both of them, okay? So the next one was bought, this is a Farmall F20 that's being pulled there. This was the first place in the antique rubber. So quickly, we'll tell a little bit about both these because this one was restored by the family in 2007.
Well, really, you don't realize it, but the F20 is pushing the H. It's real quiet running. No, we had a little misfortune, probably a gas line plug or something. Magneto, oh yes, you betcha, been there, done that. F20 being a 30.